And then July 16, I woke up at 4:30. Are these Braxton? Braxtons are the ones that are not the real ones. So I was like, are these what Braxton? And then like the day that I found out that I was having a baby that I shared with you yesterday, that day I was like, no, my baby's coming today. My baby was due for July 21st, and this was July 16th. So I get out of bed, went to the recliner, reclined the bed, reclined the recliner, and then in the recliner call my husband and say, babe, I start labor. Justin jumped out of bed. What we need to do? What we need to do? And I just smile and giggle and say nothing. I'm okay. There still every 15 minutes. So go back to bed. And Justin went back to bed at 4:30. And I stay in the recliner with my hands in my belly, breathing and then sleeping. And then when the pressure wave, because I decided I didn't want to call them contractions, but I learned from one of my teachers that calling them pressure waves was allowing me to actually have in my mind clear that they will come and go like a wave, like an ocean wave. So every time that I had a pressure wave, I will wake up and I will breathe and I will think, my baby's coming. I'm working together in a partnership with my baby. And I start like that since 4:30 in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. Around 11 a.m., I realized, oh no, now that I see Rusty, I remember this. Before that, what I was going to tell you, then I had a working meeting. I had to coach a group of speakers, and then I had the energy and the clarity to actually work with them. So I was here for a full hour coaching a group of people, a group of 16, 20 people, and I was in middle of my labor. I was giving birth. I was not giving birth, but I was starting my birth process. I was in labor, and then I was coaching them. And when the pressure waves came, I would just stop, allow it, and then keep coaching. I don't know if you remember that, Rusty, that day. And then after that, I was like, oh no, I was supposed to have a MOMFIT, that is my business, photo shoot with my belly. And I was supposed to do that Saturday. That was a Friday. July 16 was a Friday. So I was like, we already had a photographer and everything planned. And I was like, oh no. So my husband was like, well, do you want to dress up and get ready and we can do the photo shoot outside in the yard? And I was like, yes, let's do that. So with pressure wave, what people call contractions, every 15 minutes, I dress up, put makeup on, and went for a 30, 45 minutes of photo shoot with my husband, moving around, showing my belly, and doing some photos for MOMFIT. Then the photographer called to um, select the space and the location that we were going to work next day, and we told her that I was in labor and that I was not going to make it the next day. And then she's a close friend, so she was like, if you feel okay, we can do it today in the afternoon after I get out of the work. And I was like, what time you got out of the work? And she was like, around 4:30, so we can meet at 5. I was like, yeah, let's do it. So I stay laying down in the couch, feeling my pressure waves, breathing, eating a little bit. I didn't have a lot of hunger. And then at 4:30, I get ready, dress up, and went to the coffee shop. And we were in the coffee shop. I will never forget. I ordered a mocha, decaf almond milk mocha, and a blueberry muffin. While we were setting up for the photo shoot, we were going to do photo shoot in the coffee shop. As I take the coffee and the muffin, I feel a different pressure wave. And I told Justin, I need to go to the bathroom. And then I went to the bathroom and I saw a little bit of blood. That was my plug. And I was like, okay. I came back. My pressure waves moved from every 15 minutes to every 5 minutes. And then in the coffee shop, I was having the photo shoot, taking a couple of pictures, and then waiting because I had a pressure wave. And then another 5 minutes, and then wait for the pressure wave. After like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, after three pressure waves back to back, I told Justin, we need to go home. So we came home. I get home. We get in the shower. Justin called the hospital, and the hospital, because I was a first-time mom, the hospital was like, by the time that let me go back. By the time that we drive from the coffee shop to my house, that was around 20 minutes, my pressure waves went from every 5 minutes to every 3 minutes. And the hospital was like, oh, you have time. Don't worry. You don't have to come yet. No, it's fine. So I take my shower. I get in my bowl. And they start getting every 2 minutes and a half, sometimes every 2 minutes. Finally, at 8 o'clock, they told me, you are okay. Come to the hospital. The hospital was 1 hour away because I want to have a natural birth. And that was a place that I found that I was able to do a holistic birth, but I still was inside a hospital. So we drove an hour with the music, breathing. It was intense. It was the most intense thing that I ever had in my life. And it was not painful. And I know that this sounds crazy for some moms that have birth before, that say like, that's a stupid joke. How you say that is not painful? It was not painful. It was intense. But I was so prepared that I was able to handle that working together with my husband. Hi, Julie. So nice to see you here. I get to the hospital. By the time that I get to the hospital, I start shaking. I get out of the car and I walk into the ER because it was late. So I had to get into the hospital through the ER. I get to the ER and then I was checking and I told the lady I'm in labor. And the lady saw me and bring the wheelchair. They take me to the second floor. Thank you, Julie. They take me to the second floor, and then my midwife came to examine me. And at this point, I'm letting down, and then she start making the exam, and she start making a bad face. And then Justin is like, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. They're going to send us back. They're going to send us back. Because all the time that we were talking with them, they were like, oh, you're a first time mom. It's going to take a lot longer than this. If she was really in labor, she will be screaming out of pain. If she's not screaming out of pain, she had a lot of time. So Justin started freaking out. Now we will have to drive another hour back home and another hour back to the hospital when it's the time. Justin started sweating. I hold his hand, and then the midwife said, like, Joe, you are fully dilated. You are 10 centimeters. Joe, you can push now. And I smile and I say, I don't want to push yet. I listened to my body. I didn't listen to the doctor, to the midwife, to them, because my body didn't want to push yet. My body didn't want to push yet. So I say, can I honor my body and wait? And then she just was, I never saw her so surprised. She was like, what? And I was like, do I have the option? Because I always honor hearing the medical advice. I was like, if there is any danger on doing this, or can I honor my body? And she was like, you can honor your body. It's just that there is not many women that want to wait longer in labor. A lot of women are in so much pain that they just want to push the baby out as far as possible. And I was like, no, I'm not in pain, and I don't feel like I want to push yet. Can I wait? And she was like, yeah. So that was at 9:30. I went to the holistic room with my bowl, with my music, with all the setup that I did. And then at 11:30, I feel that I want to push. And I told her, I said, like, I want to push now. I want to start pushing. And I start pushing. I was in my hands and my knees in fourth. And then from there, I will go all the way to child pose and push. And I have Justin on one side and my doula in the other side. And I did that for around 45 minutes. And then the midwife suggests me to go on my side. one of the things that we women are not supposed to be doing is we are not supposed to be giving birth in our back, because then we are doing all the work. We are not letting gravity to help us. So I move it, and then my baby came. One fun thing about this is for the last like 15, 20 minutes, every time that I push, Justin will be like, wow. And I will be like, he's coming, he's coming. And then the baby will come inside my body again. And then the next push, and Justin will be like, wow. And I will be like, it's coming, it's coming. And then the boy became him. After 3 or 4 wows, I turned to Justin and say, if you fucking say wow one more time and this baby is not out, you and me are going to have trouble. And then he giggled. And then the next push, the baby came out. And then we were planning to have to have Justin pulling the baby out. But when the baby was halfway out, Justin saw him, and Justin was like, the midwife was like, Justin, pick him up. And Justin was like, no, he looks like Jello. I'm gonna drop him. So the midwife was like, Joe, reach your arms and your hands and pick up your baby. And that is what I did, sisters. I moved my hands towards my legs, hold my baby, and pull my precious little baby into my chest. And then with him there, I thank him for working so hard with mommy into having this beautiful, beautiful birth. I had him in my chest, and I just thank him and welcome him to the world. And that is how my baby came. And that journey of my pregnancy and my birth was what fueled me to create MOMFIT. Because I truly believe, sisters, I truly, truly believe that what I had is possible for other women. I think that the preconception of pregnancy sucks and is painful and birth is painful is from a patriarchal standpoint where we take away the female power, where we can work with our babies. Rusty, thank you so much. I get goosebumps. So that is why I create MomFit, because that is part of my mission. I want to help moms, first time moms, geriatric moms over 30, 35, to do the same that I did and had the opportunity to have a blessed pregnancy, a beautiful birth. You will not believe how many women I hear that said, I don't remember my birth because I was in so much pain, because I was with so much drugs that it's a blur. Actually, one of my friends told me that, ask somebody to take pictures, Joe, because you will not remember. And my sisters, I'm proud to tell you that I remember every single minute of the experience that day, July 16 until July 17 at 12:15 a.m., where my baby came to the world. And that is what I want for other moms. That is why I create MomFit. So that was the talk